Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and it's a brand new month. It's Friday, November 1st. Today marks the release of the latest edition of the Phuket News English language newspaper, as well as our Thai language newspaper, Ao Phuket. Today also marks the release of Where to Eat, the definitive Phuket good food guide. Grab your copies at locations all around the island. You're watching Phuket Xtra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. This week, the cabinet approved a policy that grants Thai citizenship to nearly 500,000 migrants and members of ethnic minorities who've lived here long-term or were born here in the kingdom. While the measure is being praised by many, there are some who are raising their eyebrow at the move.
On Tuesday, the cabinet granted approval for a move to give Thai citizenship to just over 483,000 migrants and ethnic minorities in Thailand. And once it's all said and done, it would grant these people the same rights and benefits as Thai nationals. Just over 70% of the 483,000, or 340,000, entered the kingdom before 1999, while the rest of the more than 140,000 were born in Thailand. The measure is meant to address long-standing citizenship and residency issues in Thailand related to long-term migrants, in addition to stimulating the economy by removing the bureaucracy hurdles that prevent these people from working legally. The policy expedites the process of granting legal status to ethnic minorities residing in Thailand. A government spokesman states that the measure could still be revoked for certain individuals who, quote, act improperly, though specifics were not provided. The spokesman stated that the policy approval this week replaces an earlier 2021 cabinet resolution and simplifies the eligibility checks for citizenship and residency requirements. However, some, like former Senator Direkrit Janekontam, states that the policy is simply a means to create a new voting bloc that would now be loyal to the ruling coalition parties, which have approved the measure to give them citizenship. He also raised questions over whether it's right to have this group of 483,000 hold the same benefits as Thai citizens: to run for political office, the right to land and property ownership, and to set up a labor union. Still, government officials say that the policy is in line with existing rules and regulations and applies to people who have already applied for Thai citizenship and permanent residence, given that most of them have been here for over 25 years. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Authorities in Phuket are charging an unidentified Russian man described by his Russian victims as mafia for intimidating several people, including former employees, with allegations that he's also cut the brake line on a motorbike of one of his victims.
The joint complaint, filed by 7 Russian nationals and 1 Uzbekistan citizen, detailed a litany of intimidating behaviors, including physical threats. 6 of the victims claimed that tracking devices were fitted to their vehicles, so the Russian man knew of their whereabouts at all times. One of the victims had caught the Russian man on CCTV cutting the brake line on his motorbike while it was parked at his condo accommodation in Mai Khao. The 8 complainants filed police reports with both Phuket City and Cheung Talay police back in June, but Cheung Talay, because of the fact that's where the first complaint was filed, is where the charges will be stemming from. The 8 victims have expressed their fear and concern that the Russian man will try to exact retribution for the complaint being filed. The charges were brought following the submission of much evidence, including CCTV footage, in a joint complaint by the 8 victims. The unidentified Russian man had left Thailand for a period after the bouts of intimidation and returned after the complaint was filed, according to reports. Cheung Talay Police Chief Police Colonel Widapong Radkito told the Phuket News the complaint submitted in June includes charges of verbal and physical threats, stalking, property damage, and attempted murder by causing a traffic accident. The Phuket Public Prosecutor's Office confirmed to the Phuket News on Thursday that the Russian man, who operates a well-known swimming school and language school on the island, has been released on bail. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Police are suspecting that a prior conflict is related to a violent incident that took place in Ratsada on Thursday night, in which a 19-year-old male was slashed with knives by a gang of teenagers.
Police were called to the scene shortly after 10:30 p.m. on Thursday. It all took place near a small grocery store at the entrance of Soi Banich 1 in Ratsada, according to reports, as police arrived to find the 19-year-old male with deep cuts to his arm and shoulder, though he was conscious. Witnesses told police that a group of 7 to 8 teenagers on multiple motorcycles pursued the young man and a teenage girl who was with him. According to onlookers, the teenagers rode in a reckless, aggressive manner, cornering the pair before the man attempted to take cover in the alley. However, before he could escape, The group confronted him, slashing him with a knife before fleeing the scene. Phuket City Police are now searching for the attackers with the intent of pressing charges. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
I was sure that it'll be easier to clear you from my mind. I wish you fall out from the window, take a bad trip to the ground. Ooh. And bring the pleasure, see pressure just before you break a bone.
A 28-year-old female tourist whom police say was drinking alcohol is now recovering from injuries sustained in a fall from a hotel balcony onto a parked car below, according to police.
The incident took place at about 4:30 a.m. this morning at a hotel on Ratutit 200P Road, according to Patong police. When they arrived, they were told that a woman had been drinking in her hotel room with her husband. She went to stand on the balcony behind the room when she fell, landing on the car below. The woman suffered multiple broken bones in the fall and was transported to Patong Hospital for treatment. Still, despite the fall, authorities did not describe her condition as serious. Police are continuing their investigation with the intent of bringing legal procedures against her for damages. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Much of the disaster relief funds meant to help victims affected by natural disasters on the island here, namely flooding, it's yet to reach the families that need it, and this week, officials on the island met to review the measure.
The meeting took place on Thursday at Phuket Provincial Hall, chaired by Vice Governor Adul Chudong, with key members of the Phuket Disaster Prevention Office and the Phuket Provincial Flood Victim Information Inspection Working Group. During the session, committee members reviewed damage data from Talang and Muang Phuket districts. In total, 299 households across the various local administrative areas in Talang required 2.6 million baht in relief funds. In Muang Phuket district, 163 households in Chalong were affected, necessitating 1.46 million baht in assistance. The data will then be forwarded to the DDPM head office in Bangkok and subsequently the Government Savings Bank for processing and fund disbursement. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
We really appreciate you joining us here today on this Friday edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Have a great weekend out there, and we'll see you back here next week. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.